Viewers at home, we have a question on a series. How many terms of this series amounts to 65? The series is given as -7, -5, -3, and so on. So, how many of the terms are we going to add for us to get 65? So, in this question now, it means we have been given the sum to be 65. And the first term is what? -7. The common difference there, the common difference is the second term minus the first term. So that's -5 minus 7. So we have -5. Minus will become plus. So -5 plus 7 is what? 2. Now, we've gotten the sum, the first term, and the common difference. Now we have to get the sum and the number of terms. And number of terms can be gotten by using the formula for sum of terms. And the formula is Sn equals n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by g. So now the sum of terms we are given here is 65. This is 65. N is what we are trying to get. Now a is -7. So 2 multiplied by -7 is -14 plus n minus 1. D is what? 2 multiplied by 2. So 65 equals n over 2 in bracket -14. Open this bracket, now we have 2n minus 2. So 65 equals n over 2 into -14 minus 2, that's -16. So we have 2n minus 16. So now, these two can divide these two numbers in the bracket. So we have 65 equals n bracket. 2 divides 2n, we have n. 2 divides 16, that gives us 8. So now we have 65 equals, if you open this bracket, you have n squared minus 8n. So from this equation now, we can see that we can rearrange to form a quadratic equation, which is n squared minus 8n minus 65 equals 0. So now we have to get two factors of -65, that when we add them together will give us -13. So the two factors will be +5 and -13. So we have n squared minus 13n plus 5n minus 65 equals 0. So n is common to these two. Here we are left with n in 13n, that is 13. You bring down the positive sign, 5 and 65. 5 is the highest common factor. Then n. 5 divided 65, 13 equals 0. So this and this are the same. You take 1. Then the ones outside the bracket, you take 1 also, equals 0. So n minus 13 equals 0, or n plus 5 equals 0. So that means n equals 13 or n equals -5. But in this case, we're talking about the number of terms. So a number of terms in a series cannot be less than 0. That means it can't be negative. So we are not going to take this value. So the value of n is what? 13. So we need 13 terms of this series that will sum up to give us 65. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe.